Hey guys, welcome to another video. I want to tell you something interesting about fat tire bikes. Yes, it's winter and we are enjoying the winter, especially me. I stay indoors when it's winters, okay? I love winters. I love to see people's pictures and videos when they go outside and I enjoy it. I want to tell you suspension on your fat tire, yes or no? Should you consider a full suspension fat tire, front suspension, or rigid? So let's talk about some key points that you have to keep in mind, and then you will have peace of mind knowing that you have the proper setup for you. So first, when you go online Googling for bikes, let's say you look for a full suspension fat tire bike. You're not gonna see it. And you are like, where they go? And you will see some front suspension fat tire bikes. So the reason why you don't see many or nothing full suspension fat tire bikes is because you have a combination of low air pressure on your tires and soft terrain where you ride it. So those two things tell you that you don't need a full suspension bike. Now, when do you need front suspension bike? I think if you're gonna ride your fat tire year-round, I say yes, because you're not gonna have snow all year, so you can go to dirt trails and just have fun. So front suspension, you can ride it, no problem. With the front suspension, let's say you don't need it, well, lock it out. Front suspensions will have the lock that you need. When you are riding on the snow or sand, lock it out. So that is a good thing. The other reason why you don't see full suspension fat tire bikes out there is because they are affordable. Yes, think about a rigid bike and then the same bike with two shocks, get ready, that's gonna be expensive. So the affordable thing, that is a good selling factor. So there you have it. You don't see many full suspension bikes because of that. Now let's talk about some problems or cons that you might face by adding a front suspension to your bike. The number one thing I want you to do is make sure your frame is suspension corrected. Suspension corrected means that the frame has a geometry that will take front suspension. Why is that? If your frame is not suspension corrected and you put a suspension fork with 100 millimeters of travel, then the front end comes higher. Your bicycle will look raked. The bottom bracket also comes higher. If the bottom bracket comes higher, if the front end comes higher also, you will have problems climbing. Yes, and also handling is not gonna be fun. So you have to consider that. Go to the specs of your frame and find in your manuals or online if your frame is suspension corrected. If your bicycle already has a rigid fork like this one, it's easy to know if your frame is suspension corrected. You will see that the crown of the fork, it goes really tall, and where the bearing sits on, this one here has like 1 inch taller. So it is telling you that this is suspension corrected. If your bike came with a fork like this one, that means you are safe to choose one. If you decide on adding a suspension fork to your bike, I will suggest you to do 100 millimeters, no more. If you do 120, they feel good when you go down. But then the front end of your bicycle is going up too high. For example, this fork here, guys, is 100 millimeters of travel. If I put them next to each other, the suspension fork is 1 inch taller. You can see where the lower bearing sits at. The suspension fork is taller at least 1 inch. And this is 100. I think if you had 80 millimeters fork, that would be perfect for your bike. The other thing you have to consider is weight on the bike. I get it. Fat tire bikes are not considered to be lightweight, so if you add weight, not a big deal. But what if you do some races and it includes some climbing? Yes, weight matters in this case. For example, this fork is 1 pound exactly. This one is 4 pounds exactly. So that is 3 pounds. It doesn't sound much, but once you have it on your bike, once you're riding out there and you feel tired, you will be wishing your bike was lighter overall. So guys, do you want to add a suspension fork to your bike? Give us a call. Just comment down below and let us know. We can help you find out if your bicycle is suspension corrected and it'll take it. You have any other kind of questions? Call us, you know where to find us. And thank you for being with us. I will see you next time.